Florida Fish 100 here. Columbus Day, October 12th, 2014. What you're looking at is the 170-gallon project tank that we've been working on for the last couple of weeks. The lighting that you see is some lighting that I had on some other tanks, just some extra lighting. It is Fluval Ultra Bright, which is second in the line from the bottom, actually. The cheapest version of this lighting system is what they call Eco Bright, which is, I guess, equivalent to Marineland's Single Bright. And then these would be equivalent to Marineland's Double Brights. These are a bit more expensive than Marineland because these are engineered to be directly over water. And I think that's why the saltwater guys like the Fluval lights over any other LEDs, because these are watertight. I mean, they're engineered like a battleship. It's incredible. The only disappointment with this light system that I found was the leg extensions, which I think are just a great idea with the leg extensions, but the way the design is, this piece right here is too short. So from a structural engineering perspective, they needed to make that longer so that leg would actually not give. So as soon as I tried to span, this 4 foot over a 5 foot tank, it didn't even work for that. So anyway, that's just my opinion of it. But it's a great concept. The legs go in, which is different than the Marinelands. But actually, the Marinelands, I think, are probably a little, even though the design is simpler, I think it's probably a better design. But if they would change this design, this would be a superior design to Marineland. But anyway, just my opinion. Now, what I'll probably do with this tank is I'll use the 4 foot light and center it, and then I'll have some LED spotlights on either side of it to give it a different look. This is the look that I have in my 150, LEDs from one side to the other, and it's a nice look. But I want to do something a little bit different on this tank, so I'm thinking of, and plus it's very cost effective. Spot LEDs are about 20 bucks a piece, so I can get 2 of them for 40 bucks, and that 24-inch over there, it's $100. So, it's 60% more cost effective to have spotlights than, strip LEDs. So anyway, that's a thought. So the tank's going to look a little bit different than my Marineland. Just looking at what I did this weekend, looking here at the middle brace. This is the middle brace right here. Goes all the way across the tank, and I'm using it as the bridge that will support both my lighting system and my glass tops. And as you can see, I used a little cork, little square cork here to prevent a glass-to-glass contact. Now, I ended up getting these from Petland, and this one here was brand new in the box, but it was missing this little piece here, this little lid opener, little handle, if you will. And I ended up borrowing one of those from one of my scrap pieces that I had around, so didn't have to take it back. But whoever had this or tried to use it, they really screwed up. They tried to put the lid handle in the middle over here, and as you can see, there's a little bit of glue in there, and they just made a big mess. And then when they figured out they had screwed up, then they brought it back to Petco and without this little handle, and got their money back. So anyway, I got stuck with it, but I resolved it, no problem. Get me from having to go back to Petco. I had to pay full price, of course, $70 for both of them. Very expensive, but you just can't find a lot of this on the internet unless you look at individual tanks, maybe that are this wide, some 36-inch tanks. And which I've done before. You buy a 36-inch tank for 30 bucks or whatever, and then that's, you get the tank, the filter, hopefully some glass lids, stands, all that kind of thing. And the lids come with it, and that's the only piece that you need, and you have all this other stuff. That's how I've done it in the past, but didn't do it in this case. I just went ahead and bought the glass lids. I also, this weekend, looked at what I was going to put in the tank as far as decorations and so forth, and I think I figured it out. I went to the fish shop the other day here in Orlando, and this is what I'm going to use for decoration. This is some coral, and from what I understood, that this was some pretty new coral, and it hasn't calcified, from what I understand, too badly. And so he sold it to me for the weight of the rock, which, as you know, coral is very light, and so it was very economical. I think I paid $35 for all of this coral, and I got 3 pieces like this, and I got a couple of smaller pieces. I got pretty much that chest full for like $35 of rock. And if I had gone with Holy Rock or something like that, I would have had probably 1 piece. And this way you get multiple pieces. And what I like about this coral is that it's white. And it may not always stay white, but I think it's going to look good with the colorful fish around it. I think sometimes you can put too much color in a tank, and it actually takes away from your fish. So I think this is the right sort of look that I've been seeking, sort of a saltwater look, but for freshwater fish, but without all the pinks and blues and sort of strange colors that you can get with a saltwater aquarium, which is not normally a problem with the fish, because saltwater fish, as you know, are more colorful than the rocks. But that's not the case for freshwater fish. They're not as colorful as the rocks at times. So if you get a bunch of colorful rocks in there, and with different colors and all that, it'll actually take away, I think, from the fish. So anyway, I'm really excited about the decoration theme. The guy at the shop, Doug, helped me pick it out and made some suggestions about this and how best to put it in, because I'm not a saltwater guy. So he kind of told me how best to put this in. And there really weren't a lot of good examples of what I saw on YouTube about how to set up a freshwater tank that looks like a saltwater tank, so as far as the landscaping or the aquascaping. So I think I might have some of that in there. I might have a little bit of what I have in my Trophus tank right here. These are my Trophus, who may well go in my tank as well. But for me to do that, I got to get a lot more fish. They were saying that these things are very territorial, and I need a lot more of these guys to make it such that they don't go nuts in the tank. They're very territorial in this tank, and this tank is only 55 gallons. So, but anyway, so maybe a combination of the two will probably get this done. So I'm very excited about the tank. Still disappointed that I haven't been able to get all the water stains off of it. I've increased the CLR ratio 50% to 50% water, and it's just not getting it done, as you can see. So I really don't know what to do. I'm going to continue to work on it, use some elbow grease, continue to try to clean this thing, and hopefully, in time it'll get better. That's all I can say. Trying to get a hold of the fish stand guy, the one with the metal stand. I think he's still trying to sell his tank and stand together, and that's why I probably haven't heard back from him. He's probably got a lead to sell both of them, and if he does, that he'll go in that direction. I think if he doesn't sell it this weekend, I think he might want to contact me and see if he can push that stand out of there. So I wanted to let you see a little bit of what it's going to look like. I would say that on this side here, you see sort of just a brown, yucky brown bottom. frame, I'm going to use black duct tape on it, and right about here I'm going to use decorative tape that'll fit right up in here. So it'll go the length of the tank just underneath the rim. And I'm going to do that because it's going to permit me to cover up a couple of blemishes that are on the top of the tank, little chips and things like that that happen during the removal. As you can see, there's a couple of little chips right there, and also the water level. The water level, to keep it perfect, is sometimes a challenge. So with a little strip like that, it gives you a little bit of fudge factor. So tank doesn't have to be filled up perfectly. Oh, another look here at the brace. Wanted to show you this. These were the Euro braces that I got. These were professionally cut, professionally beveled, as you can see. And it just has a real nice look to them. They're 3/8 inch glass, very, very stout, and I've used those in 3 different locations: the middle and on the 2 ends, as you can see here. And that's the other end. Anyway, this is a redo of a video that I did over the weekend. I just didn't like the way it came out, so I wanted to redo it this morning. Thanks for watching, liking, subscribing, commenting. I appreciate all that. Florida Fish casting off. See you next time.